My name is Aaron Cairo. I'm a sponsored skateboarder from the San Francisco Bay Area, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to ollie while riding. So this is the very most basic thing there is, really. And the big point that I want to make here is that you should get really good at riding. I want to have a huge emphasis on that because there is a big emphasis in skateboarding already on learning to do tricks. And you can get a little bit confused of like, let's just learn to do all the tricks. But it's very important to not miss the most basic part, which is riding. And a lot of people think, oh yeah, I can step on my board and push and I can ride. And yeah, we do have the how to push tutorial for sure. I want to go into how much time you should spend on that step because it's super important. So you should be able to ride down the street and cruise around. I know in this footage I'm doing some ollies off curbs and stuff, but you don't necessarily have to be able to do that because this is the tutorial to learn how to do that. But this is kind of the direction you're going because after you learn this is what you want to be able to do. You want to be able to just cruise down the street, pop up and down the curbs and roll. And it's really fun to just be able to do that. You gotta think with that. Just rolling around and cruising is so much fun, it's incredible. So in learning to ride, it's not just like you push on your skateboard and that's it. You wanna be able to turn both directions with a carving turn and also a kick turn. A kick turn is where you lift up the front truck and move it. So you wanna be able to do all of those variations of both sides of the turn. You wanna be able to turn the front direction and turn the back direction, just because you're gonna need to be able to move around. So a huge emphasis on the riding. The better you get at the riding, the better you're gonna be able to do every single one of your tricks. So don't make that a short step. Make it a very long step, if anything. Cool. So obviously, all of the regular ollie steps apply. So here's the foot position. Your front foot is just a little bit back from those bolts, pretty straight. Your back foot with the ball of your foot is on the edge of the tail. You want it just right there so you can pop straight down. You'll be popping straight down with the back foot, drag that front foot up and then forward. Just like I said, it's all of the same steps from the ollie. It's basically just another variation of the ollie tutorial. You're gonna be popping your tail, popping your tail, popping your tail, dragging your front foot up, dragging your front foot up. So then after that, it's gonna be the pop, the drag, and then you're gonna be pushing your front foot forward. So you'll drag your front foot up, and then it'll go forward. Drag your front foot up, and then it'll go forward. That forward motion is what levels your board out in the air. So you wanna make sure that that is part of the motion that you do with your foot. It's all one motion, but it is like pop, drag, forward, and that's what levels you out, and then you drop down. Very important, very good, so definitely learn all of those steps. It's a very important piece. Cool, so once you've got that down, and it is good to learn that stationary, what I suggest is then you start with just moving a little bit. Just go at a little rate of speed, pop an ollie, and then you can go a little bit faster and a little bit faster and a little bit faster until you're starting to get it going like at a good rate of speed. Now again, if you're really good at riding your board and you can cruise down the street and you've gotten real comfortable with that, you're riding to the store, you're riding to school, the more you're on your board, the better, because the more comfortable you are with your board, the easier all of these tricks are gonna be to learn. Don't think with like, oh, I have to go back and learn how to ride better. No, just think with like, oh, I'm riding my board down the street. Like when you see some of these very best skaters, they do these lines that are incredible, but you can tell that they are so comfortable on their board. It's like an extension of their feet. It's like they're more comfortable on their skateboard than they are walking. And that's the place that you want to get to, and the way that you get there is ride your board all the time, ride it everywhere. So once you get comfortable ollie while riding, you're gonna then like go, well, I can ollie, now I want to ollie over something. So put an obstacle out. Start with like a small obstacle, start with a crack. Start with something that you're not gonna fall if you don't make it. And then just practice that. And then put out, here we got this little sandbag, we'll toss this out here, boom, there we go. And then you're gonna roll up to it. As a practice step, you can ollie to the side of it. Your friend can tell you whether or not you made it. And you can just practice that and check it out, see if you can ollie high enough. And then when you're ready, you're gonna roll up to the obstacle. Keep your eyes on the obstacle, it's very important. Sometimes people like kind of miss that step or they're watching their board too much and then they miss their timing. because the timing is very important. Otherwise, you're just going to run into the obstacle and fall over, right? So eyes on the obstacle, roll up to it, and then when you're just about to it, you're going to pop the board, drag your front foot up, and then your front foot comes forward. That's going to level your board out in the air, and then you're going to drop your board down, boom, land, and then roll away. So that's the ollie while riding. Spend a lot of time on this. Specifically, spend a lot of time riding your board around, and then the more you just spend ollieing over things, the better. So once you get that, then you start going into some other tricks, and then skating is more fun and more fun and more fun and more fun and more fun. It's fun from day one, but the more tricks you can do, it's even more fun. Great, so with your feet in the ollie position, you've gotten yourself pushing, you're rolling, you're looking at the obstacle, so you're watching it as it comes forward, because you're rolling towards it, so it's coming closer to you. And then you're going to bend down, and as you come up, you're going to pop your back foot, drag your front foot forward on the board. You got to make sure it scrapes on that part of your shoe. Your shoe better be wearing a hole. That's part of skateboarding. You drag that front foot up, and then you push it forward. That forward motion is what levels your board out in the air. As your knees are going to be crouched at this point, and then you're going to start just gradually bringing your knees down. I call it the landing gear. Put your landing gear down, land, and then roll away. That's the full ollie while moving, and just remember, it's so important. You have to get really, really good at riding. So don't skimp on riding your board. Just ride the board everywhere. Super, super important. I want to make sure you guys really get that down. In order to get over something, you are going to be looking at the obstacle. So you might want to do a few ollies or practice the ollies enough to get this really down while you're not looking at your board. Because if you're so concentrated on having to look at your board, then it's going to throw you off because you're going to need to look at the obstacle, not your board. So you got to kind of be able to do the ollie while you're not looking at your board. So think with that as a part of going over something as well. For the full basics of skateboarding, I did make a very, very complete video. It's really good because it is a full program. It's like you start at step 1, go to step 2, 3, 4, 5, up to all the way through the full basics, which are ollie, frontside 180, backside 180, pop shove, front shove, heel flip, kick flip. That full length video is called Skateboarding Made Simple. It is available at brailleskateboarding.com, and it is very, very, very good and very detailed. It's also available on iTunes for your iPhone and Google Play for your Android devices. So there's 6 volumes of that video, and it goes up to very, very difficult tricks. So definitely check it out. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching. Tell us in the comments what tricks you guys are trying to learn. We want to do at least one tutorial every week, and we want to keep these rolling. We want to keep you guys learning on your board. We know we're doing some of the tutorials again. Just let us know what tricks you guys are trying to learn. We'll do our best to help you. Thanks for watching. You guys are the best. We really, really appreciate it. Please subscribe, click that like button, and remember the comments below.